Hello everyone, welcome to Homeschool Autism Life. My name is Jamie. Today's video, I wanted to chat about some of the modifications I've made to the books that I'm having Darian read. So this is for autistic children, this is for any special needs children, even children who are learning how to read, that may be struggling with it. It might be helpful to you. So one of the things that I have been doing since my son, who's 16 now, but ever since I took him, well, even when he was in school as well, I've been making him manipulatives to help him learn how to do some of the things that the kids are doing in school. So if it was looking at a clock, or I just made a video on clocks, but I was making him manipulatives that helped him understand what he was doing in the best ways that I could. So I don't know if I've shared some, but I've been doing it for a very, very long time. If there's a concept that he's struggling with, I'm like, okay, how can I creatively fix this problem? How can I help him understand? So these books were born from, number one, a friend of mine, Miss Leilani from Living with Eve. She shared about this program called So Happy to Learn, and I will leave a link down below to it, but it was made originally for children with Down syndrome to teach them how to read and do some of these things. But a lot of the smaller books weren't geared necessarily towards someone my son's age. And so I was doing that, but I had taken that idea and then I was trying to add in my own flares, the things that he was interested, the things that he loved, but also trying to help him get, because we believe that he can read, but getting it from here to out here, there's a block somewhere. And so I wanted to kind of take this idea of repetition, but make it 16, make it, you know, things that he loves, that he would be maybe motivated by. And then, sorry, I'm noticing I've got funny hair. I wanted to kind of change it up, make it so that it was more his age appropriate. And then also, because I'm constantly making manipulatives, I wanted it to be transitional, something that I can change at any point in time and have for a long time. So I've talked about these before, but I wanted to talk to you about how I've adjusted it. I've also, so these are just, I went to my local thrift store and found a whole bunch of those file folders. Darian, quiet on set. You better believe it. I made it out of this, like, almost like cardstock, because I wanted them to last, and boy have they lasted thus far. They're getting dirty, you can see all the smudges and whatever, but no big deal. So I cut down a file folder, so if you look at them, if you look at them, you can see this used to be a file folder, and I've just cut off the tab and cut them in half. And then I put a whole bunch of them together, and then I used an elastic to hold them together. And then I taped it just with Scotch tape on the back to hold the binding together. So that's literally all it is. And then I have written it in pencil because I figured that I could adjust and change this book as he feels confident about reading these particular words. I could change it. Now, I think that I could probably get away with just doing the cover letter in a marker or something. But again, I was all about how can I use this product that I'm making over and over and over and over and over and over again, because it takes work, it takes effort to make these. And so this was just one of the things. So the next thing that I did was I made these. So I've printed off pictures, and I'll tell you about something else that I've done, but I laminated the pictures so that they don't get all gummed up. I didn't do that for everything. This is one of his favorite books because it talks about some of his favorite places that he loves to go. But I put them on little Velcro things. So my plan was is that I was going to take these off and have him, as he got more confident, he was going to read these. I was going to take it off and then put it back. Well, that didn't work out the way, because if I take them off, he gets very upset because I've changed the book. I've wrecked the book and it's not cool. So instead, what I started with was I want to go to the water slide. And then as he got used to saying this sentence, then I added prepositional phrases, or I added adjectives, and I will show you that later. But with my family, prepositional phrase. So I've added it so that he has this ability to go, okay, this was the sentence I had, now I have more to say, and elongate that sentence. So this book is one of the ones that I'm not allowed to change that much. I want to go to the Buffalo Beach to swim. Again, it's those are the things that I'm adding to make this book grow with him. Okay, so this book I probably won't change that much. Oh, I was going to say, the Velcro pieces I just got from Temu. You can probably pick them up at any craft store, so they're not that expensive and really easy to. These were bigger ones. I've gotten smaller ones in the past, and makes it really easy. So the other thing that I do is I can change up some of these. So I want, or let's do a different one. So I see book. This is one of another one. So he has one Monday through Thursday. He takes Friday off from reading. And this one is another thing that I've done is I see, and I add the adjective red, a red mouth. Okay. So this one, again, I can erase this and say, okay, I'm going to make these more seasonal, or I'm going to take this off and I'm going to add, let me see if I've got something red so that it makes sense. I don't, not that I can see right off. Oh, no, I see something. Woohoo! I can put this on, and sometimes, like, I will fold it up and it says, I see a red leaf. So I can make them seasonal. I can add, let's say I see a red Santa Claus. I can change this and with a simple change of the sticker. I like to fold it up because he does have to read what it says. I see some white teeth. And then is it white teeth? Yay, it's white teeth. So this is how this book has been, these books, I should say, 4 of them, have been changing. So I've got I want, and that includes candy, that includes food, that includes whatever. This one is more I see book. This one is I like book. And this one I think is all about food. Yep. I like good spaghetti. I like plain, oh no. That's mixed up. Ha ha ha. Yeah, that is a excuse me. That is a good point to point out as well. I think I changed it for my homeschool facilitator. That's why they're that way. Because I was telling her that the other thing that our kids can do really well is memorize things, and so then they don't always look at it's like, oh, I like plain spaghetti. But if I changed it and said plain sausages, I'm like, oh, wait a minute, is that spaghetti or is that, say, different word? And so then he can look at it and go, oh, okay, I need to actually look at the word in order to read it correctly. So we've got this one, and then this is book, which is, yeah, this is an apple. Some of the things I cover because you can see the the top of the picture. So sometimes I'll just go, okay, let's look at and then I'll go, it is an apple. So this is one of those things that I think these sentence starters, especially with our kids with autism, many of them, when they are having difficulty with speech, this is, I like, all of these words that don't have picture associations with them, they're hard for the kids to find. So a lot of our kids will be like juice. not I want juice, right? I want. Or they're looking and they're pointing to a tree or a swing or something and they're saying swing. And you can be like, remember, this is a swing. Yeah. So these are really foundational phrases that help our kids talk, but because they don't have picture associations in their brains, it's a difficult thing to do. And that's where these books come in. The great thing about these phrases is that they're so versatile. You can throw in, so I've said the leaves, nuts, brown leaf, hiking, campfire, squirrel. Yeah, so I have a lot of these. The holidays. I have so many things. Fall, spider, like all of these things can be changed. A decorated house, I changed that one from a haunted house. Costumes. So I can change any of these, but they're so versatile that you can be like, this is a zebra. And you could say, I like zebra. You can say, I see a zebra. I can say, I want a zebra, but that's not really a good idea. So all of these things can be grown and expanded upon as you go. I like the Cookie Monster movie. What else do we have here? These are some of Darian's favorite paintings. I like the Mona Lisa. I like the Scream. I like Starry Night Sky. So all of these things are things that I can build upon. I can write eventually, because I haven't put the titles in, I could say my favorite book is Green Eggs and Ham. My favorite movie is, my favorite color is. You can totally build these things up to be whatever. Like these were some of the first ones that I did. And that was, oh, sorry. Yeah, no, these, I don't know which way is up for that. I think it's this way. He's just turning his head. So you can have, and I wouldn't, if I were you, I wouldn't necessarily laminate them like I did at the very beginning, because the way it worked out is that, yeah, the book itself kind of protects the pages and the things. I don't have a lot of, I don't have a lot of issues with them falling apart like I thought I might. And so, yeah, and they just kind of go into a Ziploc bag, and I pull from them when I'm like, okay, he's kind of getting this book down. He's memorizing it or whatever, and then I change it up. I think when I initially told you guys about these books, I'll look and see if I can link together what, where I got some of these pictures from. I will see if I can find them again, because I just look on YouTube or on Google. I just look on Google and I find different pictures. I have find different, Leilani has on Teachers Pay Teachers. There we go. Spit it out, Jamie. In the back of her seasonal stuff, she has a whole bunch of flashcards that I use, and that's where, what was it? No, that was, this is, yeah. So this is a fall jacket. This was one of hers, of course. Yeah, some of them I just go, let's throw a school bus in there. This is a pine tree. This is from hers. And so, yeah, you can go, you can go and do a lot of different things. This is a turkey for Thanksgiving. So you can do a lot of different ones, but it's always changeable. And then you always have these where you're not, every time you're changing up, you're having to build a new book. You have the book for forever. So the adding to it is the part that I really wanted to highlight today, is that because you're writing it all in pencil, you can change it, you can erase and then add or change something, but you can also make that initial, this is a whatever. Yeah, let me see. So yeah, this is a pine tree. I can add for Christmas at the bottom. So it takes that sentence and elongates it. So then even I might look at this and go, okay, I want to change out the sweater for a winter jacket because it's almost winter here. I can change that, erase this, put a winter jacket and say because it's cold or something. And that's, I think, the next step for us is the because addition. Because for those who do IEW, the www.asia.because, it's one of the things that he struggles with the most is I want this, and will say no because of this, 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 and this, and then he's just frustrated and he can't articulate why he wants it over why we're saying. So we can't have that dialogue about different things. So me being able to say, okay, let's use the This Is book and change it up for different things. So this is an apple for eating. I can add that, you know, prepositional phrase or that little extra tag on to make this book last longer, which is good. Or I could say this is an apple for pie for Christmas, or that's too many fours, but you know what I'm trying to say. It's this is an apple orchard where we pick apples. Like there's so many more sentences that we can add. Because is something. This is a pine tree because we love Christmas trees. Like we could figure something out, right? It's important that we're able to like stretch and grow some of the things that we make, because we do oftentimes have to make things slow down for our kids so that they get lots of repetition and lots of practice, and then we can always build on those. So I really wanted to share how to build on the books that you make, on the manipulatives that you make, and that's where my brain is entirely going now because my time is limited. So I hope that this has been helpful. I hope that if you have been making these, that you see a value in, like, it's been very organically happening for me, and so I feel like if I can share that wisdom with you, then you don't have to reinvent the wheel. You don't have to figure it out yourself. You could be like, oh, that Jamie chick, she said that I can take something that I've made and expand on it, and maybe, and I would love it if you would share down below if there's something that you've done that you're like, oh yeah, no, we started out, and it, like, sometimes you don't even realize that you have adjusted and made it bigger than it initially started, because life is busy and it's happened so gradually that it's not even something that you articulated in your brain. You're just like, oh, okay, maybe I can throw that in the pile and that'll change it. So anyway, thank you so much for taking the time to watch this video. I hope that you have a wonderful day, and we'll talk to you next time. Bye.